Call of Duty movie could have been directed by the same man who gave us the D-Day landing in Saving Private Ryan. The man who brought dinosaurs back to life in Jurassic Park, one of the biggest directors in history, Steven Spielberg, wanted to make the Call of Duty movie, and Activision said no. Today, we're breaking down the shocking report, what a Spielberg-led CoD would have looked like, and why Activision's rejection might be one of the biggest missed opportunities in video game history. For almost a decade, the idea of a live-action Call of Duty movie has been trapped in development hell. It's been a ghost story whispered among fans. An adaptation was first announced way back in 2015, with Stefano Sollima, the director of Sicario 2, attached to the project. Hopes were high. The plan was to create a gritty, realistic cinematic universe. But years passed, directors changed, scripts were rumored to be written and then scrapped, and eventually, the entire project just vanished. It became another failed video game adaptation before a single frame was even shot. That is, until this week. Out of nowhere, Paramount Pictures announced a landmark collaboration with Activision. The Call of Duty movie is back on. It's happening. And as the community immediately started fan-casting directors, throwing around names like Michael Bay for his signature explosive style, a bombshell report dropped that completely changed the conversation. It revealed that the project didn't just attract action directors, it attracted a living legend. According to a detailed report from Puck News, Steven Spielberg, arguably the most famous and successful director of all time, was genuinely interested in adapting Call of Duty for the big screen. The report states that Spielberg, who is apparently a huge gamer himself, personally pitched his take on a CoD movie directly to Activision. This wasn't just a casual inquiry. This was a full-blown pitch from the director of Jaws, E.T., Schindler's List, and Saving Private Ryan. But here's the twist. The deal fell apart. Why? According to the report, Activision was spooked by one key demand from Spielberg. He wanted full creative control and the right to the final cut of the film. For those unfamiliar with filmmaking, Final Cut is the holy grail for a director. It means their vision is the one that ends up on screen, without studio executives re-editing it behind their back to make it more marketable, or to set up 10 different sequels. Spielberg, given his track record, confidently commands this privilege. But for Activision, a company known for meticulously managing every single aspect of its billion-dollar franchise, giving up that control was a deal-breaker. So, they walked away. They chose to partner with Paramount instead, where they could co-produce the film and maintain a significant level of creative oversight. So, now the Call of Duty movie is officially in the works at Paramount, but all the key details, the director, the cast, the plot, even which series it will adapt, be it Modern Warfare or Black Ops, remain a complete mystery. The only thing we know for sure is who won't be directing it. This is so much more than just a piece of Hollywood gossip. This decision by Activision tells us everything we need to know about the kind of movie they want to make, and it forces us to ask a monumental question. Did they just fumble the one chance to finally break the video game movie curse? Let's dissect this. Why would any company turn down Steven Spielberg? The answer lies in that one phrase: full creative control. In the modern blockbuster era, studios aren't just making movies. They're building intellectual properties, or IPs. They're creating interconnected universes like the MCU. The goal isn't to create one great film. It's to create a sustainable media ecosystem of sequels, spin-offs, TV shows, and merchandise. The movie has to serve the brand, not the other way around. Activision, now owned by the media giant Microsoft, thinks in these exact terms. They see Call of Duty not just as a game, but as a universe on par with Marvel or Star Wars. Handing the keys to an auteur like Spielberg is a massive risk from that corporate perspective. Spielberg makes Spielberg movies. He serves the story, the characters, the human drama. He wouldn't be interested in setting up a post-credits scene for a Soap McTavish spin-off if it didn't serve the narrative of the film he was making. Activision wasn't looking for an artist. They were looking for a high-end contractor to build the first floor of their cinematic universe. They wanted a product, and Spielberg was offering a film. So, what did we lose? What would a Spielberg Call of Duty movie have actually looked like? It's impossible to know for sure, but we can make some educated guesses based on his filmography. Forget the Michael Bay-style slow-motion explosions and mindless action. Think about the opening 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. That is arguably the most visceral, terrifying, and realistic depiction of combat ever put on film. He understands the chaos, the sacrifice, and the human cost of war. A modern warfare adaptation from him wouldn't just be about cool operators and night vision goggles. It would be a harrowing, character-driven story about the soldiers inside the gear. It would have had a soul. Or, what if he tackled Black Ops? Look at Minority Report. Spielberg can do high-concept sci-fi thrillers filled with political intrigue and conspiracy. A film about Alex Mason, brainwashing, and sleeper agents would have been a tense, psychological thriller, not just a series of shootouts. He even proved with Ready Player One that he understands and respects gamer culture. He wouldn't treat the source material as a dumb shooter. He would find the human story at its core and elevate it. By turning him down, Activision has signaled the direction they're taking with Paramount. They're playing it safe. They'll likely hire a competent, reliable director who has experience with big-budget CGI and is happy to collaborate with a committee of producers and brand managers. The result could still be a fun, entertaining action movie. It might be a commercial success, but it will almost certainly be a conventional one. It will be a movie designed by a corporation to expand a brand. The tragedy here is that a Spielberg-directed Call of Duty movie had the potential to be a cultural event. It would have brought a level of prestige and critical legitimacy to video game adaptations that they have never, ever had. It could have been the film that finally silenced the critics and proved that a video game story could be high art. Instead of aiming for an Oscar, Activision seems to be aiming for a solid opening weekend and a sequel greenlight. And while that makes perfect business sense, it's a massive loss for audiences, for gamers, and for the potential of what a video game movie could be. But now, I want to turn it over to you. It's a fascinating what-if scenario. If Steven Spielberg had gotten the job, which Call of Duty story would you have wanted to see him direct? A classic World War II story like the original games, the espionage of Black Ops, or the gritty realism of modern warfare? Let me know your dream pitch down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more analysis on the biggest news in gaming, consider subscribing to the channel. We go deep on stories like this every week. Thanks for watching.